night, we will fly above the sky.
Hey, what's up guys? Rodrigo here, and we just got home momentarily. We just got done with our advanced nutrition course. We had a little quiz, and then we went over some review for our first exam this upcoming Monday. I believe this is the 29th. So you guys should know what that means if you're a student. That means you have a lot of studying to do over the weekend. But anyways, I said momentarily. We are here at the apartment because I have to go back to class in about 45 minutes to speak with a different professor regarding a potential letter of recommendation. Just give me a sec here. Trying to open the door while recording. This is difficult with one hand. Okay, there we go. I'm probably just gonna cut that out of the video. We'll see. And here. Hey, what's going on, guys? Before I get to the footage, I wanted to go ahead and quickly say thank you to every one of you who has left some feedback down below in the comments section. If you have not done so, please make sure to do so. I'd really like to know what you guys think about these vlogs. Do you guys like them? Do you not like them? Or you feel indifferent about them? What would you like to see on this channel? What don't you want to see? If any of that resonates with you, please make sure to drop a comment down below in the comment section. And that'll do it for that. Moving on to the training footage. On this particular day, we're working with squats, bench press, and not bench press, deadlift, and some stiff leg deadlifts. So one variation of squats, 2 variations of deadlift. So 305 moved relatively well. This is the first time I squat over 300 in about the heaviest I've gone in a month. So wow, it feels really weird saying that. I'm really happy. I was really happy with the outcome of squatting 305 for sets of 6. I didn't have any knee discomfort. My adductor was totally fine. It was a little tight, so it was a little bit more difficult for me to actually, externally rotate and open up my hips at the bottom position of the squat. However, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give squats about an 8 as far as how they were feeling and how they looked. So again, I'm very happy with the progression I've been making with squats. Even though I'm only squatting 2 times a week right now, I feel that it's enough for me to get plenty of volume and plenty of intensity for me to get acclimated or accustomed to heavier weight. And after these next 5 weeks, I'll probably bump it up to 3 times a week. It really depends on how my body reacts to the final volume block. So moving on, conventional deadlift was really, it was awesome, guys. It was the first time I pulled over 400 in a long time for reps. Now, I will say one thing. On the final rep, I did lock out my knees a little earlier than I like. In fact, I've been trying to avoid this. As you can see right there, you'll see that my knees locked out a little bit sooner. And so what I did was I decided to slow down the rep, kind of time under tension, TUT, and really focus on loading my hips and holding or maintaining that lockout at the end. So I really decided to, even though it makes it harder, but slowing down the rep, really feeling out the, my hips and making sure I'm not locking out my knees too early was very beneficial. So if you guys are having troubles with locking your knees out a little too early and you feel pressure on your knees when you're deadlifting, whether it be conventional or sumo, do this. Even if you have to drop the weight and slowly come up. Feel the tension on your hips and your quads. Whether you believe it or not, you should feel some tension on your quads, and go ahead and finish through hip extend before or right around the same time you lock your knees out. So just a quick little tip for you all that's really been working for me. After conventional deadlifts, which felt pretty darn good for 6 sets of 4 at 410 pounds, I moved on to some stiff leg deadlifts. This exercise was based on an RPE, so technically how I'm feeling, for those of you who don't know what RPE is. And I worked up to 225 pounds for 3 sets of 8 at around an RPE of 7. So that means that I still had about 3 more reps left in that set. And this is a very powerful tool. If you're not familiar with it, look it up. I really recommend you look it up. It's a very powerful tool to help you not push yourself much too far to the point where the rest of your exercises are going to feel terrible. So moving forward to the next day, bench press was feeling really heavy. Unfortunately, much heavier than what it should have felt for a 5x5. So I definitely struggled with this main work. And I don't want to say I struggled because it was RPE 10 where I had 0 reps left in the tank, or where I could barely get the last rep up or anything like that. But I struggled in a way mentally because I knew that this weight shouldn't feel so light, yet it did. And the reason why, not light, heavy. It felt very heavy. And the reason why it felt so heavy was because the night before I did my squats and deadlifts, which is what you guys just saw, and then I went to sleep really late, and when I woke up I immediately went to the gym to train. So there was about 10 hours in between each training session. So even though I'm not training the same muscle groups, I was still very fatigued from the squats and deadlifts. So I think that really hindered my performance with the bench press here. Now, I got through it. I was able to push through and finish the 5x5 at 245, but it should have been much easier had I rested more. Let's say if I chose to rest 16 hours after the previous training session, I'm sure it would have been a lot better. But you take what you have and you work what you have. You do your best to finish and make sure you hit the reps and sets and maintain proper form, and that's how you make progression, guys. So after the pause bench press, we moved on to close grip bench press for sets of 8, followed by dumbbell rows for sets of 8, and a variation as far as grip wise of pull-ups, and that finished off the training for this week. I want to go ahead and thank you guys all so much for watching. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and if you have any feedback, comments, recommendations, likes or dislikes, you can always post them down below in the comment section, and I'll catch you guys later.